Fundy uploaded another one of his difficulties, but with a $2,000 prize to the first person or people to beat it. And I happened to be on YouTube just minutes after he uploaded it, so I watched his video and thought, it can't be that hard, right? So, what makes this so difficult? Wood spawn silverfish, skeletons are machine guns, foxes spawn around you, axolotls spawn when you go in water and in place of creepers, zombies, and spiders. Beds disappear after one respawn, goats spawn on you randomly, foxes steal your items, explosive slime drop from leaves, water buckets spawn pufferfish, food is explosive, although it's more complicated than I thought, keep this in mind for later. Glowsquid kills you when you stand still for more than 5 seconds. And to top it all off, this suicidal cat that's tied to your life force can't stay alive for longer. At first I tried random seeds, but after about an hour and a half I finally got the hint to use a set seed and settled on a seed that I found from some random YouTube video with a village at spawn. And with all my experience so far, it actually wasn't going too bad. I learned the basics of the pothole defense, which just involved putting holes in the paths around your base to flush out these stupid foxes. This would be so easy without... Anyway, I spent the next few hours on this world building bridges, lots of bridges, rebuilding the other portal, making a cow farm, you need leather for breeds so you don't burn nether, and of course they lose durability by just walking. Died a few more times, and wasted 2 hours building more bridges, looking for another fortress, only to discover it was 600 blocks away because I was looking on the wrong seed map. This time I just decided to use the current world record random seed glitch as speedrun seed, Dead by Brentola. Why didn't I do this earlier? I'm wondering the same thing. Funny's rule said you can use a set seed, but the portal can't be open already, so that rules out any of the set seed world record seeds. Okay, so the first thing I did was run to the village, get some wood, loot the blacksmith, and die. But then I died. Wait, what? Fighting the Ender Dragon was going to be impossible with beds or melee attacks, so my only option was arrows, and lots of them. So I started getting emeralds for my Fletcher villager with the easiest resource to collect, coal. Yeah, I need a better source of emeralds. Built cow and sheep farms, and went to the nether to make the nether portal safer. I then went to the fortress to collect blaze rods, and that went, unsurprisingly, off.
Great.
Wait a minute.
But to finish off the first day, I went and collected the other materials for Eyes of Ender because, of course, he changed them. On day 2, I made my way to the nearby bastion to trade for ender pearls. I was getting tired of dying, and up to this point, I thought all food was deadly, so I finally tested some more foods. All this time I could have eaten potatoes. Great. That would have been useful to know 8 hours ago. It doesn't end there. I decided to test baked potatoes and I survived, but not because it was safe to eat. I geared up with all the best stuff I had with the plan to get all the ender pearls I would need. So the hunger mechanics are a little weird. You can eat raw potatoes anytime with no worry, but any other food outside of meat, you can only eat if it doesn't fill your hunger bar, which didn't happen when I ate the baked potato earlier. I let the ender pearls go for now and focus on getting the remaining blaze rods. But after running around the fortress for a while, I couldn't find any naturally spawned blaze, and this fortress didn't have any spawners. I figured that blaze wouldn't spawn because there were already far too many hostile mobs in the fortress because of the forced spawning of foxes, so I decided to gear up and look for another fortress with a spawner. I collected all the blaze rods I would ever need. And because the bastion was basically exhausted of gold from me repeatedly dying, trading wasn't much of an option. So I switched tactics and went with the cleric villager for pearls. But there was just one problem: emeralds. Emeralds were difficult to collect, as most renewable resources were now painstaking to collect. And the easiest ones seemed like crops, but as the clock ticked up, my TPS ticked down, making my crop go slower and slower. But there's one modification Fundy made that I can use to my advantage: pufferfish. When you place a water bucket, a few pufferfish spawn. It just so happens that the max tier of a fisherman villager trades pufferfish for emeralds. So I grinded for a while and built the portal that leads straight into the stronghold. And I got my villager to max level, so now it was just a matter of time before I got to the end. Eventually I got all the pearls I needed, and it's finally time to cover how I'm actually going to win this fight against heavily armed skeletons and the inability to hit or blow up the ender dragon. Just avoid all that and make a bunker to shoot from. So I have to cover one thing real quick. During the final battle, the ender dragon bugged out somehow, probably because it was so laggy. Anyway, I looked around for a while with no luck, and even went as far as to restart the server. I decided to use a command that pointed me in the direction of the dragon, and then went into spectator, and it almost immediately came back, so I went back to my position and resumed the fight. Here's all my stats for anyone curious.